Now, over the weekend in the National League, the Fightin' Phils took care of the big bad Atlanta Braves, and the San Diego Padres did the unthinkable, the unspeakable. As while we were away from our catbird seat, as the watchdogs of sports in the overnight, working the graveyard, the 111-win Dodger Big Blue Wrecking Crew were eliminated from postseason consideration by San Diego, blowing a 3-0 lead over the Padres in the game on Saturday to pour more salt in the wound. The bullpen enjoying a spectacular meltdown, one reliever at a time. Now, we are told that the Maller militia has been demanding full Maller monologue treatment from this latest Dodger debacle. So here we are, and you know the better story is in the losing locker room. Now, something caught my attention. I was watching the Fox post-game coverage on Saturday, and Alex Rodriguez said, among other things, at the end of the day, A-Rod said, you can't blame Dave Roberts, is what he said. Can't blame Dave Roberts. So I want to discuss that at the start. The question is, does Dave Roberts deserve to get blamed for the Dodgers Vanishing Act? Now, he doesn't play. We understand he's not playing anymore, but I am nodding my head yes, 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 to that. I disagree with A-Rod. A-Rod can go buy another Lamborghini for all I care, but he's a bad take. Bad take by him. I've got Chevron, Juice, and Franchise Charter, and we will connect all of these together. We're going to play Connect 3. All right, so first of all, when you slice up the blame pie, it's a big pie. It's a big pie. There's a lot of pieces. A lot of pieces to pass around the clubhouse. Dave Roberts gets multiple slices of the blame pie. What a mortifying week of baseball for the boys in blue. And with every conceivable advantage, everything you could have hoped for, the Padres went the full 5 games against the Metropolitans. The Dodgers were rested and ready. They had all of their tanks in order. They had all of the weapons ready to go there. They deserve, the Dodgers, to be mocked, teased, and goofed on. The 2022 Dodgers, all right, biggest failure in modern baseball history. There's no other way to say it. 111 wins, the top run differential since 1939. Think about that. 1939. What was the world like in 1939? I know there were no trolls on social media. I know that. It didn't exist. Biggest win differential in a playoff matchup since 1906. Over 100 years. Over 100 years. 1-0 series lead. All you need is to win 2 more games. You advance. 3 straight losses. Don't even make the Final Four of Major League Baseball. That is a disgusting act by the Dodgers. And Dave Roberts continues to befuddle the mind with the most ridiculous of moves every postseason. It is a tradition unlike any other, with due apologies to Jim Nantz. Roberts, if you look at the Dodgers in the playoffs, he is among the all-time great playoff managers if you just look at games won. But this is an example of my diet back in the day. Quantity over quality. He's managed a lot of playoff baseball. And so, as a result, he's won a fair amount of playoff games, but his juggling of the pitching staff is counterintuitive. It is a boondoggle every postseason, and no one seems to be the grown-up in the room and say, hey, this is probably not the way we should be approaching this. No, they keep doing it year after year, which I know the definition of insanity. People have talked about that. Einstein's definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, is like, okay. But Saturday was a prime example. Tyler Anderson, who I don't even think is all that good. He had a great year this year, but he was locked in over 5 innings. He was dealing shutout baseball. No signs of fatigue. There were no, Roberto, fatigue?
No
fatigue, right? 86 pitches. Right, 86 pitches. And what do we see? Captain Hook comes out to the mound. Captain Hook goes out, pulls him out of the conga line of relief pitchers. Here we go. And Roberts did the same damn thing with Julio Urias in Game 1. He had 5 innings, 79 pitches in Game 1. And that was a game the Dodgers won, so people give him a pass on that as well. They won the game. Who cares? But it was much closer than it should have been. And in Game 3, Clayton Kershaw went 5 innings, 80 pitches! 80 pitches! Remember, they took the man out of a perfect perfect game against the Twins. They said we got to save him. There's bigger things down the line. They told me. They're liars. The Dodgers are liars. And Kershaw's a liar, too. They said, we got to take him out of a perfect game. We're worried about his arm falling out. Of course, he then spends another couple months on the disabled list or injured list or whatever it's called. And they take him out after 80 pitches in a playoff game. 80 pitches, they take this guy out.
And 5 innings.
5 innings, 80 pitches. It's a backwards organizational philosophy. The Dodger pitchers, there is no expectation to overachieve. And I guess I'm dating myself, and maybe I'm just a bad sports fan. But I believe that in the postseason, you give me more. Give me more, give me more, give me more. If you only go 5 innings in the regular season, give me 6, give me 7. Dare I say 8 innings? Is that even possible for the human body? I thought athletes get better. I thought it's evolution. Right? Everyone gets better, but not the Dodger pitchers. God forbid they go more than 5 innings. You'd think they're going to have a heart attack if they have to go more than 5 innings. And I go back to the philosophy of the organization. The Dodger pitcher, there's no requirement, right? They're not expected to do it, and so they just do the bare minimum. When you have low expectations for people, they will meet your expectations, right? I believe that in anything in life, whether it's sports or anything at all. I expect success. I want you to overachieve. I don't want you to just do the bare minimum, right? I want you to go over the top. Test the limits. Horror of horrors, right? Players are going above and beyond. Stop depending on 4 or 5 GD relief pitchers. Not everyone's going to be perfect, okay? It is a flawed strategy. It is a turd in the punch bowl. And you continue every year, you get the big punch bowl, and you toss a turd in there. And who wants the punch? All right, so I recommend you start changing the way you approach this. Start demanding more. Start working pitchers up so they can go further in games in the playoffs. And you're so afraid. You and your super nerds in the front office are so afraid. Third time through the lineup. Oh, my God. Hide the women. Hide the children. Oh, my God. Shut up, you morons. Take your computer and toss it in the Pacific Ocean, okay? Kick it, punt it like it's a football into the Pacific Ocean. It is possible, if you're a successful pitcher, to navigate with your machete the path in the 6th and 7th inning. You can do it. No, not the Dodgers. Instead, no, they don't do that. All right? So take a page from Chevron. Go the extra mile, right? Go the extra mile. It's ridiculous. It's obscene that they've created this environment, this ecosystem where it's like, okay, we're a bunch of Mr. Softies of the baseball world. Third time through the lineups for Bowden. Please! And hold off the urge. I know it's an addiction. The conga line. If I want to see a conga line, I'll go out on a Saturday night to a club somewhere to see a conga line. I don't need to see a conga line from the bullpen. And Roberts, these comments, he's evolved from I really liked him in that spot to I just felt like, or we just felt like. That's his new thing. Suck on a dirty sock, okay? Bad feelings. No, I would have fired Dave Roberts 5 years ago. I would have fired Dave Roberts. Do I think they're going to fire Dave Roberts? No. And in reality, he's just a middle manager. He's following the edict from above. Gets paid a good amount of money. And so if they got rid of Dave Roberts, this idea that they would hire someone who actually has some balls and would make a decision without following the 3-ring binder in the dugout, forget about it. Right? They'll just hire another sock puppet. Or bucket, for that matter. So I saw over the weekend Bruce Bochy, who I think is pretty good, right? He doesn't completely follow the analytics. And Bochy got forced out in San Francisco. How'd that work out? And now we have evidence that he did get forced out because he now wants to manage again, and he met with the Texas Rangers over the weekend. And that would be a great hire. Joe Madden would be another one that is available. But those guys don't follow the script. They're not robots. They're not mindless robots, and so no chance. All right, secondly, while the strategy is flawed with pitchers, it is more likely than not that nothing is going to change. Now, is it true that the Big Blue everyday lineup also doesn't seem to know what they're doing and care? And I'm nodding my head yes on that. The Dodger position players should equally be humiliated. Just like Dave Roberts, every 5 innings pitcher goes, take him out. But the 111-win team, to be outplayed in every phase of the game by your little brother, is a kick to the shins. Okay, an absolute kick to the shins. And the thing, and this is the thing, we always mention this in sports. You do sports radio here. People get all worked up, all upset. I don't think the players really care. I don't think they're that upset. It would have been more fun to win. But this, as it always does, stings the fan, the Dodger fan, much more. It always hurts more for the fan. The players are hired guns. They're paid the riches of Solomon. They lose a playoff series. They're actually rewarded. They can start their vacation sooner. You can go to Cancun right now. Go bowling if you're Mookie Betts. Sun's out, buns out. Have fun. Knock yourself out. The hunger pains don't exist. They're fat and happy. Mookie Betts sounded completely fine over the weekend. In fact, his comments, even before the game on Saturday, his comments on Friday night, it was ridiculous. The mantra, this is baseball, that kind of thing. Yeah, it sucks, but nothing you can do about it. Along with the proverbial shoulder shrug. And so the Dodgers need more juice. They don't need apple juice or cranberry juice or orange juice. They need more competitive juices to be flowing. I want to see fighting tooth and nail. I would focus more on the secondary players that have that in them, the scratch and claw guys, because they don't have that. They got the swing and miss guys as their secondary players. Find some players who are willing to actually hit behind a runner, shorten up the bat, dare I say, with the sacrifice fly. Now, some people are telling me, everything will be fine next year. They're getting rid of the shift. Everything will be all right for the Dodgers. Yeah, we'll see it. These aren't fundamentally sound. It's shocking to say you win 111 games. And guys, get some guys that don't bat 220, okay? I know, batting average doesn't matter. You're old. What's wrong with you? How about you get guys that don't swing and miss 40% of the time? How about that? Would that be too much to ask? It was puke-tastic. I wanted to barf in my mouth! Watching the Dodgers. All right, the Dodgers, they scored the most runs in baseball during the regular season. They scratched together 7 runs the last 3 games of that series. The offense went AWOL. Mookie Betts batted .143. Will Smith, $188. Justin Turner, what was he, 150-something? Trace Thompson, garbage, who looked like he should be playing in AAA for the Tigers again, batted $154. Not on the same wavelength. All right, final thought. I'm going long here. There's a lot to say. So, final thought. How much damage does this postseason flopperoo do to the Dodgers? So, from a fan's perspective, it's a poke in the eye. Now you get goofed on. You lost. The trolls come out like cockroaches behind the refrigerator to bust the Dodgers' balls. And they have to deal with that. And there should be some shame in losing to a second-rate team like the Padres. But ultimately, it doesn't change much. It's status quo, and that's because of the franchise charter. The Dodgers will make another splash. I will guarantee you they make another big signing in free agency, and they'll trade for, if they don't make a free agent signing, they'll trade for somebody big this offseason. They have to. They have no choice. So they'll get another big fish. They'll win the arms race, them and the Mets. Optimism will spring eternal when spring training goes back to Arizona. And they'll continue to stick it to the wallets of their most loyal fans. They'll raise the price of everything at Dodger Stadium because they had to pay the people that work there more. So, God forbid they take a loss. They'll just pass it on to the people that work there. But the man behind it is Stan Kasten. He was the guy who helped set this in motion. It was his vision. Kasten was in Atlanta back in the day when the Braves started winning playoffs, winning divisions every year and making the playoffs in the 90s. And Bobby Cox teams made the playoffs 14 of 15 years, the Braves did, from 91 to 05. 14 of 15 years. They won 5 pennants, and they won a World Series. But they only captured 1 World Championship in that time. The Dodgers are perfectly fine. Following that model, it's the same model. Dodgers have made the playoffs now 10 straight years, I believe. They have 3 pennants, 1 World Series. They had 1 tie in the World Series with the cheating Astros. Nobody credits them with the actual win. They lost to the Red Sox in 18. Red Sox were cheating. And an extra wild card. Extra wild card here, there, and everywhere, and they make the playoffs. They're going to be in the playoffs. With the extra teams they're adding, and they're going to add more teams down the line, the Dodgers, will they ever not make the playoffs? It's hard to believe with the money they're spending to not make the playoffs. Anyway. It's a hot mess. But Dave Roberts, just keep doing your thing. God forbid, don't change a damn thing.
I liked him in that spot. I really did.
Yeah. All right.